searching for the truth, talking sports with passion. Ain't got time for no fluff. NBA playoffs, man, they got me feeling blue. Same teams every year, don't know what to do. NHL playoffs, man, they're just the boys, same old story. Every season it's the snore, gotta spice it up. Break the monotony, give us some action. Set our souls free. Flurry Sports in the house, podcast flowing right, rocking that reggae rock. Jamming all night, talking about the games, got no time for the whack. Flurry Sports Podcast, ain't no looking back.
We are rocking that reggae rock, aren't we, Jake?
That's right. They call us Jake and Zach Marley.
Oh, cultural appropriation.
And maybe for you, Jacob Marley, beloved character from, that's right, A Christmas Carol.
Okay, of course, yes. Maybe we did previously Zach watches a Marvel movie. I think if you want me to be more negative, it would be Zach watches a Christmas movie, because I hate them.
Oh, really? Give Christmas Carol with the Muppets is pretty good.
Okay, I think I've maybe seen it. I like the Muppets, so that one has a good shot.
Well, and it's just Michael Caine pretending the Muppets are people.
Which Muppet movie has Jason Segel? Was that Taking Manhattan?
Jason Segel. Oh,
do I have the right
Jason
name?
Segel.
Segel.
Jason Segel. Steven Seagal. That's where you get thrown off.
Let's get a Muppets movie with Steven Seagal. I think that would be great.
I was so thrown off. I was like, no way the fucking Kung Fu guy did a Muppets movie.
Okay.
Jason Segel was...
Oh, I Met Your Mother? Is that who? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And that's the Muppets movie.
Oh, okay.
The new one, like 2007.
Okay. I've seen that one.
Yes.
And there's one where they're pirates.
Yep.
Is that the same one?
No, different one.
That was falling into a Chamber of Secrets trap here.
Famously, Dan thinks he's seen every Harry Potter movie. Bloody Dan has only seen Chamber of Secrets.
Yes, we're pretty confident on that.
The one where the car gets stuck in a tree.
Yes, and then there's a big snake. Yep, bingo. Chamber of Secrets.
Ghost in the bathroom.
And then they go down to that chamber. Still Chamber of Secrets. Okay.
Can I derail us immediately?
I mean, yeah. Welcome to the Flurry Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Flurry Sports Podcast. Glad you joined us. It's a crime that the first Harry Potter movie is so much less iconic than the other one. I sometimes think about that and I'm like, it's kind of amazing they made it past that one. Because I feel like the big reveal in that one is there's a face on the back of my head.
True. And that was crazy special effects. Chess. Knight to E4. I gotta tell you, that's quoted in my household 3 to 5 times a week.
Oh, really?
So it's you're saying it to the wrong person. That's the most notable Harry Potter.
Oh,
in our house, yeah.
I think for me, it is like it's Goblet of Fire
as the best.
The one I quote the most, like
really?
The most relevant in my who put their name? I feel like that's what I go for, like a lot of the time. Okay. Like I feel like that, and then probably Chamber of Secrets.
We'll do a Flurry Sports Podcast Harry Potter marathon. I think that's what everyone's clamoring for.
I think that's
the most nerdy podcast series of all time.
Did I ever tell you the drunkest I've ever got was in grad school. You got to do something in Kansas to kill the time. And we did a drinking game with the Harry Potter movies because me and another guy had never seen them all the way through. Okay. So the first drinking game we made was all these rules. If they cast this spell, you drink. The rule that got us in the first one is we said every time you saw an owl.
Ooh. So if there's a flock of them, are you just pounding it?
Well, the first one, about 500 of them show up on the house, and at first they show up one at a time. So we're 6 drinks deep, and then 200 show up, and we're like, all right, just finish your drink for the love of God. So after movie 1, we're moving around, and we're like, what the hell? So we start Chamber of Secrets, and we're like, okay, owls out. That was a bad move.
Yeah.
We're like, well, it doesn't happen a lot. We thought it would happen way more. They don't say his name that much.
Harry?
Yeah. So movie 2, we swept out owls with anytime they say full name.
Okay.
Harry Potter. You drink. You know who gets introduced to movie 2?
Who?
Dobby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he goes full
By
name.
the way, first 10 minutes, and we're donezo. We did not make it to the snake.
No.
So that was a mistake on our part. But sometimes we laugh about that because we're like, to this day, I still text that guy and I'm like, fucking Dobby, because we hate him. We're like, stop saying his name for the love of God.
This opens a new lane for me. So I've been thinking of different things we can do on Flurry Sports. I think the Zodiac sign thing with favorite sports teams is good. Flavor Flav, of course. Flavor of Love, we can get that in there. Emily, yep, 'tis the season. But maybe we got to figure out a way to develop drinking games for sports.
Oh,
but like in a unique way.
We can do this.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's a good call because I think people tend to do that for like the Super Bowl.
Correct. Yeah.
Like big occasions.
See Taylor Swift take a shot. Like that was a big thing this year.
100%. I think you know what we should do that for, because I feel like this is a big watch party event. We should do that for like wrestling shows or especially the UFC.
Well,
every time you see
UFC would be great.
A breasty woman holding a sign.
Okay. Wrestling we did, right?
Yeah, remember, we did one time.
What was because I got way too drunk way too fast. Was it like a finisher?
It was a finisher. We watched a Brock Lesnar match. It was Brock versus Goldberg.
Ugh. I was drinking something. I was trying to get rid of a kind of whiskey I didn't like.
That match lasted a minute 30, like a minute 54, and you took like 6 drinks. Yeah, a lot of alcohol.
A lot at once, yeah. The rest of the time was tough. But yeah, we should figure out something. Wrestling would be very fun, obviously. Yeah. Maybe like a draft, like something that is like a watch party thing.
Every time Pat makes a dirty joke.
Yeah, drink. That'd be great.
That'd be good.
Every time there's a hockey name that gets announced during a game that you can't understand, or it sounds Russian, you take a drink. You got to take a shot of vodka for every Russian.
You know what maybe we could do, because this could cover a few different things. We could do a sports cliche drinking game.
Head on a swivel.
Head on a swivel, that's right. They just wanted it more.
Yeah.
I think maybe things that could transcend sports a little bit.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. It works for NBA just because they do a lot of those like coach interviews and stuff during the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
any college sport you turn on.
Oh, yeah.
I just like to thank God.
Yeah. Every time God's mentioned.
Yeah.
You house it. Yeah, let us know, people listening. I don't want it to be for people who are thinking like, what about touchdown? It's got to be more fun than that.
No. I think even this, I was like, is this too layup-y? Is the only word I would use is like adjustments.
Adjustments is good. That is good. But
because very coach speaky.
Cliches is good. I'm almost thinking like that would be good for us. I'm thinking the entry level people just trying to have a good time watching football that don't understand football.
Yeah, I think like something we got to get more excited when the refs come out. I feel like we need.
That's what we need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time Angel Hernandez blows a call.
Oh my God, we'd run out of booze.
That'd be great though.
Yeah, that's true. Baseball is, I think, be pretty easy because. Well, it'd just be tough because, like, you'd basically be going off the announcers because the announcers just have such a way of speaking.
Golf would same thing.
Yeah, every time they whisper.
Yeah.
I think football would be probably the one to do it because it's the most consistent broadcasting and, like,
right,
probably the most routine. Like, these things happen almost every game.
Yeah.
Fair catch, you down your drink.
Fair catch is good. I mean, you could do drop passes. You could do...
Yeah. Anytime there's a hip swivel.
Yeah.
Just a little...
Any gyrating.
Oh, a spike would be good.
Spike's great.
Because that'll happen in a number of ways.
Sure. Challenge flags.
Challenge flags would be good. I feel like successful challenge.
True. Yeah. It's a celebration.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You know what you could do with sports or like football is I feel like we make this general list of drinking rule games, but we also I think a rule would be like for your group, whoever you play with, like you should like pick a player out of a hat.
Yeah.
And if that player,
that's fun.
Yeah, and if that player scores, or I think it should be like one of two things happen: if that player scores, or if that player gets penalized.
Yeah, it's almost combining fantasy, but it's like you're randomly assigned player for the game. That's fun. Right. There's something fun there.
Yeah,
like even just taking away now the drinking game. If there's a way to develop a fantasy league where it's like, okay, this game's about to start, even if it's just primetime games, it's like, okay, let's throw all the names in there. Let's see. Oh, fuck, I got Frank Gore Jr. or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be good.
Kind of fun. Well, in a lot of the wrestling, wrestling reactions, wrestling watching is so much its own industry now.
Yeah.
I would say most of the companies that, especially like the YouTube or podcast companies that cover wrestling, have now moved into, a few of the big ones have their own prediction, like basically app or like thing you can join into. So it's like some of them just do it through Patreon. But it's like some of them, it's like Wrestle Talk, if for fans of that, they have Wrestle League. And so it's like if you join Wrestle League for like $5 a month or whatever it is, not a plug, not a plug, but
get in on the ground floor.
Get in on the ground floor. You every like pay-per-view submit like your predictions and things. So it's like even that of like it's somewhat fantasy, but it's a little bit more just like, we're not tracking the whole thing, but you kind of like it incentivizes watching it.
Yeah,
really.
For sure.
And it's like I was going to watch this anyway, but now it makes me feel like I have a social connection.
Right. Yeah. That'd be good.
And I think that could be fun. You know what I think is prime for that is college sports.
Oh, I was about to say this podcast. If you at home want to send your money to us, we'll send you. You can predict what we're going to say next.
100%. Oh my gosh, so true. Which is, I feel like the number one thing is like Jake says title of episode sometime in the last 5 minutes.
That is true. Over under how much time is left of the title.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of funny. But we'd get into the meta of it a little bit. Like,
what percentage of our last 2 seasons titles have been in the last 30 seconds of the show?
Yeah,
not including intro, like outro.
Well,
do you think? I'm asking you. What do you think?
Well,
it's high.
To answer you, I think it sabotaged it a little bit because here's what I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
When did you just throw AI titles in there?
That was, at one point we did AI titles. Then when we got off of it, it's truly been...
Because AI is over now.
AI is over. We took it down. It was,
We did it again. John Connor. Not very great. All right, we'll try.
Who do you think that was at home? Is that Arnold over there?
Like
That's
a
crazy.
good neighbor.
That's better.
Thank you.
Better. Okay, so this has been one of the more interesting intros to the show I think we've done in a while. People, it's another waxing episode. We're just waxing here, and you may notice that there's no video on the Flurry Sports YouTube channel. Oh no, that's because we're in person and we didn't set up a video. But we are in person. The chemistry's off the charts. It's insane. That's vibes are high, and Jake's had a big week.
I have had a big week. Students are gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great.
Lots of wrestling. And, most excited, I'm engaged.
Ooh, people at home, send them stuff. Send all of your wedding gifts to Hannah Bruner at Elk Mountain School District.
That's right. The one time she'd want you to send something,
True.
Probably to keep them. I'm very in love. That was maybe the first thing I was going to open up with. But it's great. So far, awesome. Being engaged.
So far, great. Yeah.
Pretty good. Not a lot of cons so far. So
great.
I think that's gone well. My favorite pep talk I got about it so far, I was pretty nervous the day of. Pete Osmond came in clutch.
Okay. What? Any insightful things for the people at home that you think Pete would like to pass on?
Pete's really good at this. Pete's really good at keeping things in focus. I was like, Dad, I'm feeling kind of nervous about it. And he goes, do you think she's going to say no? And I said no. And he's like, well, then I think you'll be fine.
True. Yeah, what's the worst case scenario here?
I was like, okay, well, shit, my bad.
Yeah,
but how could I have lost the quote so much there?
Never. Lose the rig. That's the worst part, I think.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe this is an engagement tip show because maybe this is engagement tips because you might, might be working up to it.
Give them to me.
Here's the biggest one that kind of occurred to me. Surprises are fun until they're not.
Surprises are fun until both people are surprised because usually that means something went wrong.
Something went wrong, and also this was my experience. Was like surprises. It should be clear how much effort went into your surprise. Like, I think, here's what I mean by that. Like, I did a surprise. Like, Claire was surprised at what I did. Okay. She was like, wow, cool, surprise. But I feel like the amount of effort I put into it didn't exceed the amount of surprise. Here's what I was worried about. Was planning.
Okay, continue, sorry.
I was worried about planning something for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh,
sure,
that's pretty good. Like, you know, like, it's like, I do something and she'd be like, that must have taken you like, what, a day? Like, you know, like weeks. Like this one, she was like, when did you reach out? And I was like, oh, a couple weeks ago. And she's like, wow, that was good. You know, like it was the right amount.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like there were other ideas on the table to throw one out that I've told Claire about that Dan was really happy about. Claire and I, on our first date, stumbled into a car show that Dan was at.
Yeah.
Bloody Dan, like the true winner of a human he is, he's just the best. He volunteered to get a bunch of buddies to recreate a car show.
I mean, yeah.
And then we stumble into that and do all those things. Yeah. I love that idea so much. And thinking about a 5-minute payoff for what would have been like a month of my life.
For sure.
Was like, that's a little tough.
Yeah.
You know? Especially because like, all of Claire's loved ones were like, have you thought of just doing it when she comes home from work? Like, they were just like, you have the ring. Like, so why?
When she gets out of the shower, just be there.
Right now.
Yeah, just surprise her.
Yeah, so it's like, okay.
Jump out of the closet.
100%. And here's the tip, and it's also related to surprise. At some point, you can't be worried about if it's a surprise or not.
True.
That was the other thing that hit me, like the day of, the guy who was helping me get her to the house was like, what if she gets to the house and doesn't want to go to the backyard? And I said, well, then I will say, come back here so I can propose to you. Like, at some point, you gotta let it go.
Sure. Sure?
Yeah. Like, and all I mean by that is, like, he basically, so many people just ask me, like, what's your backup plan if she figures it out?
Yeah.
Like, my answer would be, guess we'll start over. Like,
yeah.
It's like, like, no, I'm putting the ring back away.
Honestly, that's where my head's at.
Really?
Yeah.
You scrambled the
I'll think on my feet. I'll be okay.
Reveals mask. You take a Scooby-Doo mask. It's not Zach.
I'll pump fake. It's fine. You thought you were going to propose to.
This isn't even the ring.
This is your fault. Yeah. I'll go full into the bit. Does not matter.
5 business days. Yeah.
This is your fault. You want to call me out?
Well, see, I kind of thought the same thing on the other end of like, you figured it out? Cool. Now it's just much less
true,
like cinematic.
Just slide it across the table.
Yeah, 100%. Well, my part here is done.
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah.
Will you marry me?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I thought it was good. What I kind of like is maybe you do this. Like if Lindsay figures it out, then it's her turn.
Right, that's true. I've been telling you for the past few months it's going to be at the Creed concert that we're going to. So if anything exceeds Creed, which I continue to say it will not,
yeah,
she doesn't want it. But you bet, and Lindsay, if you're listening to this, you don't know if it's coming or not. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting down on a knee during Creed. Will there be a ring or not? That's the question.
That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was the funny part to me was like, and you and Lindsay, I know have done this too, but like Claire and I had so many conversations about, would you like this in a proposal? Would you like that in a proposal? What I found funny was like at a certain point, all the things we said no to were still suspicious. Like we went to, here's the example. I love baseball. It was like, I'm just throwing things out there. Big, will you marry me on the Jumbotron?
Sure.
Nah, not really my speed.
Okay.
We go to a baseball game. Jumbotron clears out. She looks at me. She's like, it's happening. No, you told me not to do this. You specifically said don't do this one. And now you're like, someone's getting married at this baseball game and it's probably me. That was the thing where it's like, there's so many things we were like, nope, like not in a big place, not a big public setting. Mm-hmm. And one time she came home from work and I lit like 4 candles and she's like,
oh my God.
Is it happening? And I was like, no, we said we
it just stinks in here.
You know, I was like, you told me you like candles. And she's like, you're right. And you know what else I would like? A ring. And I was like, that's not what's happening right now. So that was the thing that kind of surprised me is like, it's all off the table until it's happening. And then they're like, hey, maybe it isn't a Creed concert.
Yeah. Hey, that's
will you take me higher?
I'm going to DM Scott Stapp when it gets closer because it's his first concert, I believe, on land.
Well, I mean, he's going to be
in a while.
Yeah.
He's had a couple on boats, not yachts. It's a cruise ship. But
it's just you, Lindsay, and Creed on a yacht.
I mean, that's fine. But I'm saying, Scott, if you're listening to the show, invite me on stage. I've been kind of, in a way, given the pass if we're on stage with you. And by the way, I think Scott Stapp's ordained. I think he could just do it. You just
do it right there.
Mm-hmm. How great is that? After Finger 11 performed, we just heard Paralyzed. Also, Switchfoot.
No way.
We were meant to live for so much more. I mean, vibes are going to be high.
I dare you to move.
Exactly.
And marry me.
That's right. Bingo. Trust me, I've said all of these.
We were meant to... this is so bad. I hear We Were Meant to Live, and I think Bionicle movie.
Bionicle?
That was the movie that one was like dropped in, and they were like, "I've seen in the Bionicle movie," and I'm like, "Oh, so good." It's just me and Anthony Hayden, I think, watched that movie. But shout out. So that is a good call. Like, that would be the other thing I say. Like, if life gets funky and you're on stage with Scott Stapp, you can always do a do-over. You could do that proposal and then do whatever heartfelt thing you wanted to do later.
Gotta tell you, if I am on stage with Scott Stapp, I cannot be held responsible for anything I do. At that point, brain shuts off.
You marry Scott Stapp.
I may, on accident. I'm not saying I want to. It's just like, get down on a knee and I don't know who I'm talking to.
100%. I feel like Claire and I mentioned something with that too. Of like, we were like, well, if this happens, we'd obviously get married. Like, and it was like, but I can't remember what it was. I feel like it was, there was like something on TV where it was like a movie and it was like some celebrity it was like at a concert and someone pointed at the crowd and was like, "You want me to marry you too right now?" Maybe. And I was like, being like, "Yeah, do it. I don't care." Like, sure. You pointed at me and here we are. But I don't know. So, yeah, it's been a wonderful week. Thank you all for all the well wishes. And now, just planning a very Flurry Sports wedding.
That's right. Live from the wedding.
That's right. I think I'm going to have you give a speech, and it's just going to be the podcast.
That's right. People won't know until we start. I'll start with an AI song, as we always do.
Yeah. And Grandma will ask, how did that band get so small?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. She'll be confused. We all will.
That's right. But no, it's been a really big week.
Can we work a hysterical in at some point, or
bury the lead?
Obviously, I knew that was
100%. I mean, that's in for sure. I would like. Could we just sneak in like sports trivia?
Sure. Yeah.
Like
why not?
Halfway through. I think like the other piece of it, like that day was. I was surprised, and maybe we do this like with life events in general, and I just like I don't always pay attention to with like big ones, but it's like you tell people, and the amount of follow-up they do before it happens is kind of crazy.
Oh,
like
really?
It was like, hey, it's coming tonight, and the amount of follow-up texts I got like every couple hours from our friends who were like, how we feeling? How we doing? Like, I'm like, it's still good. Like, It hasn't happened yet. I'm in the same state I was.
Yeah, I'm fleeing, actually. I'm down 94 right now.
I would tell you anyway. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just find that interesting that it's like, I literally haven't done it. I don't know. I felt that way in grad school when people were like, I mean, how are you feeling about it? Well, I'm still fucking in it. I don't know the boat is actively rocking.
Yeah, ask me afterwards.
I know.
We're doing it right now.
I know. One of those big life events coming up, Zach, is Mother's Day.
Wow.
Yeah. Segment. Sponsored.
I think it already happened, but continue.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah.
You better call your mom.
No, I did.
Next segment.
Like I said, it was a big weekend.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. One of them that was coming up, Mother's Day.
Okay.
There is a company, Zach, and this bit ends with you guessing what company did this ad.
Okay.
So here is, this isn't verbatim, but this was a Spotify ad.
Okay.
And it was, this Mother's Day, you going to get her some flowers? You going to get her a box of chocolates? Well, don't be fooled. Even though she tells you it's the thought that counts, the gift matters too. And that's why you should get something from us. What company do you think made that ad?
I mean, it sounds like it should be a jewelry company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess it's not. Mm-hmm. Get her something from us. Is it a BetterHelp ad? That'd be kind of fun.
No, that would be good.
Otherwise, I'm going to go with like a food. I'm going to go with... Let's go with something lame like Subway.
It is lame.
Okay.
It's Party City.
Party City. That's
Balloons.
what she needs. Yes.
Party City Balloons. I listened to the whole thing. It was like, don't listen to her. If she tells you it was good enough, she thinks you didn't put enough thought into it, and that's why you should get her some fucking balloons. Like, I was just like, you're in the same demographic as that.
Get her a piñata. She'll love it. It'll be great.
Yeah, 100%. But it was just like, if I was in the chocolate and flowers industry, I'd be like, we're colleagues.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, 100%.
They paid to run that.
For sure.
And someone out there was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and they're like, maybe if you put a little more effort into it. That's what I want to know. Is there a couple that was like, you didn't even go to
Party City. You didn't go to Party City.
Like, also, I was like, honestly, Party City survived the pandemic.
True. Yeah, I don't know where one is. How many moms do you think heard that, got their hopes up that their kid was going to go to Party City?
Honestly, so the ad worked and then didn't work because I was listening to it and I was going, I do kind of phone it in sometimes. And then it was like, Party City. And I was like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to do that.
No. I'll go to Subway.
Might get her, what other ads have I been seeing all the time? Might as well get her SeatGeek. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Everywhere.
That's right.
Former sponsor, future sponsor.
Or, go to ChinookSeedery.com and use the promo code Flurry for 10% off sunflower seeds.
Oh, it is that season.
'Tis the season. Mom loves spitting seeds, and so do you. Go get them. You get the whole sampler pack. Promo code Flurry.
You do. Hey, that was a nice segue by you.
That was one of the better ads I've done in 8 seasons. To be honest.
You know what that is? That's that in-person chemistry.
It is.
We just got that really flowing right now. Okay, anything we want to say about the NBA or the NHL?
I'm going to talk about the NBA and NHL playoffs in this way. I think...
I'd rather talk about Creed.
Well, kind of, in a way. I've been doing a lot of reflecting. Self-reflection, growing as a person.
Yeah.
I think NBA might be below MLB for me.
That's big.
That's weird.
That's a former one for you. Is that fair to say?
I think so. Middle school for sure, and maybe early high school. Yeah. NBA is just so bad right now.
I think the bummer is that, like, I don't... For like you, like for people who feel that way, because to me, I'm not going to lie, I've been out for a while.
Okay. And
simply the fact the T-Wolves being better has brought me in slightly more.
Sure.
So I feel a little bit there, but for folks in that perspective, because I've heard that a lot, I think the bummer is that like, if this trajectory is not good for you, I think we're on this for a long time, because we're, as much as like this guy's easy to dunk on, like we're out of the LeBron James period. Like I know we have to talk about him, but like, he is irrelevant to the consequences of the league as a whole.
And they're desperate to find the next person. That's why they're talking about Anthony Edwards as Michael Jordan.
100%. By the way, NBA sleuths, he can look like Michael Jordan without literally being his kid.
Yeah.
I've seen that going
Jimmy Butler's his kid.
Yes.
We've cracked down on that.
By the way, you know who doesn't help?
What?
Michael Jordan. Giving interviews where he's like, I've got kids out there, I don't know. Like, go
we know.
Yourself. Like, yeah, 100%. We all know that, and also, you're just the worst.
The NBA, we joked about it before the season. We joked about it early season. We joked about it while it was happening. I think the NBA Cup was the most exciting part of the NBA season. Legitimately. And I'm not saying it was good. The big thing is, forever it's been NBA regular season doesn't matter. Get to NBA playoffs, then like we ranked all the postseasons on the ranking show. NBA playoffs is Luke's favorite postseason out of any postseason. Mm-hmm. I think it's my least favorite. And this is the thing that there's a disconnect. I've talked with a lot of people. People still think Game 7 is great. Like going 7 games is great. But when every game's a 15 to 20 point blowout, doesn't matter how long it goes.
Good series, bad games.
Right. That's what the NBA playoffs have been for all of this year, for sure all of last year. I think it's been a while. It's just not fun to watch.
And this is the bummer that I don't know how to fix. Even the good games are 20-point swings.
Right.
Like they end close, but a team is down 20 and they win by 5 or they lose by 2. Like, I mean, I love listening to certain NBA commentators. I really get a lot of Amino Hassan, but like he makes a point of like, how can the best offense of all time be like from this season?
Yeah.
Like the defense is gone. And I think it's
defense this year has been terrible. That's why the T-Wolves have been so good, because they're one of the teams who play defense.
Yeah, and it's that, and then if you're going to, like, because this isn't necessarily new, but if you're going to coast by on, like, those type of games and that style of basketball, I do think it stinks that, like, as much as, like, I feel like I was harsh on the mid-2010s, like, everything post-Warriors, at least, like, I had so much more knowledge of other teams because they were trying to beat the Warriors.
Right, yeah, right now, this entire season has felt like, well, if the Celtics don't win, then something bad happened. And that's it.
Well, right. And it's like, and I don't care about people beating the Nuggets. Like, I'm invested in the T-Wolves because we are from the area, but like...
By the way, I'm just curious if you know who won MVP this year.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I saw the clip of him being kind of unamused.
Yeah, so is everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
Third year in a row, and nobody cares.
No, I just like. Here's what I'll say. I don't think he's going to get a lot of blame for that, and some of it is certainly deserved. Like he has clearly been like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
So that is a bummer. But I also think like we have to change the way we start talking about the NBA. Like I feel like the NBA gets covered of like people will like the NBA because people like basketball.
Yeah.
And it's like. You got to like. I think that the strides baseball has made is they've actually started talking about people who play the sport.
Sure.
Like for years, that was their marketing strategy. Is like baseball itself is a brand. We are America's pastime. People will always watch baseball. And then they were like, what if we actually advertised people who are good at the sport that are playing? And NBA is taking that for granted. Like we'll always have the most personality. We'll always have all these things. Honestly, this is the price they pay for like. The biggest star for the last 30 years hasn't played in the last 25. Like, everything's been about Jordan since 1989.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, like, LeBron's whole career was about Jordan.
Kobe's
whole career was about Jordan. Even Anthony Edwards' whole career will be about Jordan.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the bummer for me is that, like, this is the, like, Jordan-LeBron debate to me settled is, like, LeBron is about to retire. And no one is compared to LeBron.
Yeah, that's true.
Besides Jordan, obviously.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's. I'm not saying that is like the biggest indictment on LeBron. Like people can think what they think about him at this point, but like,
sure.
You know, no one's like who's the next LeBron James or anything because I just think like he doesn't have the same. Like Michael Jordan is synonymous with basketball, and I just don't think they've ever decided to move on from that.
No, yeah, LeBron's been. For better or worse, he's just been bigger than basketball. He hasn't been a basketball player. He's been a celebrity the entire time.
No, and like, here's the thing I wish, because I mean, you can kind of get it from things like The Last Dance. The thing I never really got with Michael, and it had to be true, I never got the vibe that people hated Michael. I know it was true, like people rooting against him.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the same way that people like hate LeBron James.
Correct.
Like people like I think enjoyed watching Michael play, whether they liked him or not.
I think everyone respected him.
100%. They don't with LeBron, and to your point, some of that is unwarranted for like.
Sure.
Like I mean, I've never and listen. I think there's a lot of reasons to not like LeBron. Some of the reasons people don't, I've never understood. Like, it's like, he started his own school. What a fucker. Yeah.
That's like a cult leader thing, honestly.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is, like, I think there was a lot of shit that he did that no matter who it was, he could have never got it right. And then I think he did some shit where it was like, why did you have your own TV special?
Yeah.
And what, like, 100%. Or, like, why in the last 10 years have you made yourself the GM of every team? And like
that's the biggest critique I think people should have about LeBron. And a lot of people do. Yeah. But like the whole special about announcing he's going to Miami.
Yeah.
I hate LeBron. I'll give him all the shit for that as I can. People do people think that was his idea? There's no shot it was his idea.
No. And you know what? Okay, this is kind of a fun game. You know what criticism of LeBron I've never understood? Because it's just universal. And I don't like it when people say about any athlete. I hate when people are like, You know what LeBron, he's just a fucking crybaby.
Yeah.
He just whines and complains all the time.
Yeah.
I've got terrible news for you. Have you ever watched any NFL wide receiver who's ever like any athlete is like half the game you can't watch baseball. You can't watch baseball. Half the game is going, that was a foot outside. Yeah. And by the way, baseball fans do that too, like shut up and get in the box. That is a like sports fan pet peeve of mine. Like when people are like, just shut up and play. Like I'm like, everyone does that. You when you play t-ball.
Yeah.
It's like I just feel like for all the things LeBron does, he's not the Chris Paul of like crying to the officials. Is he certainly bad at it? Yes. It's just
he's not the only person.
No, there are people who it's like that's the reason I don't like LeBron is because he's
correct. Yeah, and that's stupid.
He's a whiner, and it's like, I mean.
Meanwhile, Draymond honestly doesn't get enough credit.
I know he complains a lot, dude. When it's like watch any of those guys and see, who does it a lot, and I feel like this year he's got shit for it is Giannis. And it's
people are Bucks fans are turning on Giannis too. Giannis gets shit. Luka gets a shit ton of shit. Yeah, like for that same thing.
So, but that's the thing is like I would have a hard time. Like, I just feel like the NBA right now is like who's the person in the NBA that we're all like, yeah, that guy rocks, and I just don't. We don't got one.
We don't have one. They're trying to make it Anthony Edwards, and if he goes to the final, he just needs to lead his team to the finals. They could do it because he's, I think, 22. He's doing the DMX suck it to teams as he beats up. Like he's great. He's really good. He's an actor. He was in Adam Sandler movie and stuff like that.
Because you need to be cool. Like that's the thing. Is like
he drives a Cybertruck. Doesn't get cooler.
100%. But it's like that's big for you to say that baseball might be.
It's just, and I think baseball is the worst sport of all time to watch in person. I think in person is like, I don't understand why anybody goes to a game ever.
Yeah.
But like on TV, at least now that it's sped up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I can understand. I still don't enjoy it. I tried watching it Saturday night at Lindsay's parents' house. Fell asleep.
Yeah.
They're watching the Brewers. I fell asleep. Didn't know who won. But like I was watching, like I get it. I'm into it. It helped because I had fantasy players in the game. But NBA, it's like this isn't a close game. Nothing's happening. There's no NBA people in charge continue to think more points, better product, and it truly isn't. They tried to like the All-Star game. This is when I fully was out. I think like All-Star game, we're gonna find people if they're not playing defense. We're going to lock down. We're changing it this year. We're going back to basketball. And then they scored 200 points.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? It's not fun. It's not basketball.
No. And, like, in baseball, because this is what you're talking about. I'm a huge baseball fan. It's my number one. But I don't watch a game of baseball every week, like, on average. I like consuming it. I love watching the highlights and all of these pieces. But what I enjoy about baseball, and I feel like basketball was this. Like, there were some, just like there are baseball fans like this, there are some diehard basketball fans who watch a lot of basketball and do that. In their heyday, they watched the games that mattered. And they could synthesize it and get it. And now baseball is doing that correctly, where it's like all they had to do was make it not kill you to watch, like, a baseball game.
Right, yeah.
And now they've gotten to that where it's like, in the playoffs, like if you are invested in something, that's how come I think playoff baseball is great, because I think the thing baseball can't have during the year, because they insist on playing 162 games, is stakes. So it's like, I think you either have to like baseball and be involved, and every win is kind of fun and good. And by the way, NBA has tripped on a lot of small hurdles. You can't be this apoplectic as like a game, like the games aren't fun to watch, and have no stakes in the regular season.
Right.
Just like no divisions. Like that's where baseball gets away with it, is like, yes, it's 162 games. I have to watch the Twins because we're only going to get one playoff team.
Yeah.
Like it's like, so it kind of matters now because the other teams are doing good. So I actually like have reason to need them to do well.
Yeah.
It's like NBA, I'll see in fucking April. Like I don't
and
like
they expanded the playoffs with the play-in, so truly it's like everyone's going to get a shot.
And the play-in was the time I was most into it this year. I thought that was interesting.
Truly, the play-in was fun.
But then the big teams went. And listen, that's why I feel the most down on it right now. Like, as we record, it looks like it's going to be like literally what we were talking about last week of like, this is the outcome we don't want. And it's like,
tonight, I think they're playing tonight or they're playing tomorrow. The Cavs are in their series because of Donovan Mitchell, and he just got ruled out. It 100%. Feels rigged. It really does.
It's also the sport where it's like the fact that is like, I would say a third of NBA fans think it's rigged.
Yeah.
And like legitimately so. Like that is.
And there's a history of it.
Correct. Yes. More so than baseball.
Yeah.
Where they rigged a World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, it was before alcohol was illegal, but still. No, I know. Okay. Where do I want to take this? Here's my segue. I want to talk about something else.
That was great.
Thank you. WWE's doing this thing. They're going around to places all over the world. They were just in France. We were joking about this a little bit, but they were just in France. People went crazy because all the chants, all the things, awesome show, super easy to watch. Now they're like, let's go to Europe and do all these things. If you could pick any sport and put it in any spot in the world to just get like, this would be fun to watch or like a big reaction. Because here's the thing is like, I don't think like NFL does that, but people around the world don't react the way I want them to football. Like they just,
Agreed.
I don't necessarily think I'm watching this. I don't like tune in to NFL Berlin.
No.
Because they're going to give me something so much different. Now I'll watch Jags Dolphins.
And the issue right now is there's no fandom. Like they go over there and they're all wearing different jerseys.
Right. I think the NBA's got some that make a lot of sense. The baseball one that's like the easiest because of the World Baseball Classic and stuff is like if I could get like for a week every team is somewhere and like half of them are in the Caribbean and half of them are in Tokyo.
Yeah.
It'd be like sick.
I mean, truly what I want to see, I want to see like Jokic and the Nuggets go to like where he is and he is God.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. People losing their fucking mind that Jokic is in front of them.
Yeah.
And he would be more comfortable and he would open up. I think that would be great. I mean, like, Luka, same thing. Go to, you know, not to be racist. I think Giannis is from Nigeria, right? Like,
Giannis?
Yeah.
Greece.
No, his family moved to Greece. He was raised in
Greece. Correct. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to take a stab at the country, but you are correct in that story.
I think it's Nigeria. But... like go to like these underprivileged places that like don't have celebrity and stuff like that. Like I think that would be cool. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
The UFC kind of wanted to do that, and honestly, kind of like Usman shitting the bed kind of ruined it. But they want and Francis, they want to do Usman, Francis, and some Adesanya, and they were gonna go to Nigeria or Congo or something like that. It'd be like this huge fight in the jungle. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And you have to, I was thinking of UFC, but you have to book it enough in advance that, like, you could run into that problem of, like, what if they're not champ anymore? I think, like, WWE does this all the time, where they'll, like, AEW actually was really good at it, where when they had CM Punk, it'd be like they were in a big feud, and he'd be like, well, guess what? Next one's in Chicago.
Sure.
And, like, hype it up like that was a reward or a stake in the feud. Like, you beat me, but not here.
Yeah.
I think UFC could do that. Like, what I would like to see is, like, for a while, like, Usman was facing a lot of the same guys.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been fun. And they tried, right? Like, but been fun. It's like, okay, you have to face Matt Chandler again. But for him to do his rematch, now he has to beat you in your home country. Would have been, like, like adding some layer to it would have been cool. Here's what I think we do with the NBA or maybe MLB or NFL, not as much because there's just not as many international folks, but basketball or baseball. If you're the number one overall seed, one game in each series, you get to pick where you play. Just anywhere in the world. Like,
but you can't be your home because they would all be like home.
No, never mind. You have to go somewhere else. I've changed my mind. But it's like, you've got to go somewhere. And I think it's like, now you have to play me in Serbia.
Well, I don't know why this popped into my mind. I think it was like Kofi Kingston won the championship and he like went back to wherever he's from.
Yeah.
Like in that, and they made a big deal. Like I think like make it and take it. You know, you make the bucket, you take it.
Yeah.
Jokic just won the championship. He gets to choose where's his opening series next year or something.
Well, okay, if we were going to be super realistic, dude, this is what you should fucking do for the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Jokic wins it, guess where we're going for the All... It doesn't matter. Like,
it doesn't matter at all.
Go to Serbia. Yeah.
And there's going to be people who say, oh, you think they're going to sell out an arena there? How much money are they making from that? Who cares?
Yeah. And, yes, I do. Like,
truly, yeah.
Because you get Europe people to come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Europeans...
It would be an arena full of Jokic brothers.
My only thing would be the other team might not make it there.
Yeah. Honestly, yes. True.
But yeah, I just feel like WWE's got that now where it's like they don't even have to try. They can just go to shows and like now what's the point of this pay-per-view? It's in France.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, the location is the character.
And like in those sports with so many games, I feel like that could kind of be fun. Of like, and baseball, by the way, trying to do that. They just had a random series like last year was like, now in Mexico City, but like...
And UFC does that. They just did UFC wherever the city was that they just fought last night.
Yeah.
Like, that's true. UFC does it. WWE does it. Yeah. Boxing does it.
Yeah, those like where you can
combat
book around
sports.
One guy.
Yeah.
They're kind of on it. I'd like to see the team sports lean into that a little bit. They'd have to like... Baseball kind of did that with the World Baseball Classic and stuff, but they... haven't done that on the MLB level, but
you almost have to like. There's not enough international coaches, I guess. You almost have to bank it around someone who's like for sure there.
True. Yeah, I think that could be kind of the fun of it. Yeah, or like places that will just give you a good crowd no matter what. But that'd be kind of the. But I don't know if that carries over to the team sport the same way. Like. I don't know. Or just like maybe the problem is that they're trying to be fans of your sport. Like the WWE fans, if you watch any of those clips, they're all doing soccer chants.
Yeah. I don't like it. To be honest.
Oh, really? For like 10 minutes of this, this is a big reveal. Okay.
So, I don't like it for team sports, and I don't like anything in England, by the way. We need to stop. We need to cut them off.
Post Ted Lasso, you're out.
Yeah. Anything over there, we're done. JJ, sell your team. JJ Watt's got a fucking England soccer team that sucks. They lost Champions League now.
Oh, wow. Ryan and Rob, you're out.
Yeah.
No more Wrexham.
Yeah, I don't get it. We need to stop going there. It's just like a watered-down brown version of America. We don't need that. Like, it's not good. Everything there is brown. Everything's dead. Everything smells weird. We need to stop with England. But maybe we should buy Australia, because I think that could be fun.
Wow.
Australia should be like our fight island. It should be our sports island. That's our arena.
Too close to their real history.
It is, but I think they're down for it. I think that they're up for
they're
a good
down
game.
under for it.
Yeah, boom. We got a slogan. Let's just put in bids. I think that could be a fun place.
I feel like anytime someone in America talks about buying another country, like somewhere the flag gets raised a little bit higher. Like It's like we're back to our roots.
Yeah.
See you, Guam.
Honestly, I think I said the other day, we should just go take, Palestine and Israel are fighting constantly. If they're going to keep fighting, we're just going to take it. It's like couple little kids fighting over a toy. It's ours now. If you can't share.
And listen, folks, I know this isn't apples to apples. It was just a stupid, funny history joke I made with some of my students. But one of my students one day was like, I just can't believe there's countries out there like that just want to like take over another country. And I'm like, have you heard about Hawaii?
Yeah.
I was like, they, believe it or not, had a kingdom. And you won't believe this, sugar. We wanted that.
Yeah.
And pineapples. Mostly pineapples, honestly. Fucking doles. But yeah. I'm kind of with you. But I just think I don't like that we're like, the best fans in the whole world, European soccer fans, because I got to tell it to you, very rarely have American fans just like killed people because we were pumped about a game.
True.
Now I feel like that happens every couple of years.
Except in Philly.
Oh, that's true. But,
Philly is our soccer fans.
Philly is our soccer fans. This is the most. I was watching a John Boy thing. They did their first ever power rankings. This is why we can't have nice things. I read all the comments before I started watching the video, and the first 3 comments are Philly people being like, "We're not streaky. How could you say we're streaky? Our pitching has been so good. We've been on top of it. This list is jack shit." I watched. They were ranked 2.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah.
It's like, go.
Come on.
I hate you, Philly. Like, it's like
them booing their Super Bowl team quarter 1.
100. And I was like, you know who's number 1? The Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Like, with you, it's hypothetical.
Right.
It also
who
doesn't
cares?
matter. Who cares? I know. Some people are going to respond to this and be like, what'd you say about Hawaii?
Bring it, Hawaiians.
I think they'll be on our side.
Hawaiians will be, yeah.
And speaking of places, Zach, I have a game for you.
Wow, 2 segues in one show. Great. Here we go.
It's true. I changed it from what I told you I was going to do, which is maybe one of my favorite things to do. This game is called, that's right, Family Feud. So I have 3 lists of 5.
Okay.
That I Googled online. I Googled top 5 so-and-so.
Okay.
You've got to give me things on the list. If you got, a win is 9 out of 15.
Okay. This is our game for this week. I think I'm down $10.
You are down $10.
Okay.
$10 are currently on the line.
Okay.
And we start with, speaking of places, according to Google, what are the top 5 cities that should get an NBA expansion team?
Okay. I'm going to go Seattle.
Ding, ding, ding. Number 1 answer.
Let's go with, okay, 5.
And obviously 3 strike policy.
Right.
You all have seen the game.
We've all seen Family Feud. I'm trying to think where, are they all in America or is it international?
There is one international option. That's a good question.
Okay. Where would the international one be? Would it be Canada? Would it be Mexico City? I'm going to go, Vancouver's right there. I have to say it because I love the Vancouver Grizzlies. They need to bring them back and get them out of Memphis. I'm going to go Vancouver.
Zach, unfortunately, that is the number 6 answer.
Wow. Bring it back. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was the second most popular international option.
Really? Okay. Let's go with, trying to think of places in America that don't have it. There's nothing in the New Mexico-ish area. Do we care about Omaha enough? Is that the title of the podcast?
Do we care about Omaha enough? Yeah. Mutual of Omaha?
Maybe. I'm missing a New Orleans. No, they got one.
Oh my gosh.
Charlotte still has one too. Where'd they move one from?
Panicking, folks. We're naming cities with NBA teams.
We need another one in New Orleans. Okay, fine. Let's go with,
I'll say there's only one on this list I think is a little tricky. There's a couple big ones on there yet.
Right, I'm missing something. I think there should be one in Virginia Beach.
Zach, that is not on the board that I can see.
Okay.
That's 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
You still have 1 international city and 3 U.S. cities on the board. Number 1 answer, Seattle, off.
Yeah, that was the obvious one. To me, there's probably another one. Let's go with, they got one there, Vegas.
That is the number 2 answer, Zach. Las Vegas on the board. 3 left. 2 U.S. cities, 1 international.
Is there Cincinnati?
That is not on the board. That's the number 10 answer, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is your 3rd strike. So you got 2 points. 2. Need 7 out of the next 10, so still a good clip.
Easy.
You are missing number 5 answer, Mexico City.
Okay.
Number 4 answer, the one I was pretty confident you weren't going to get, which Louisville.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't need one.
Number 3, and this would be the one I think you'd kick yourself for, Kansas City.
Oh. Nah.
No, I don't kick myself.
Do they care about basketball there?
They used to have an ABA team, I believe.
It used to. Why isn't it there anymore?
I don't know, man. That's true. I'll put Oakland back on the list.
Yeah.
All right, let's go what I perceive to be the next easiest one, which is 2023, according to People Magazine, who were the top 5 sexiest men in sports. Now, I am going to give you a hint here. Most of this top 5 is 4 out of 5. I'll even give you the number. Is more famous for a trait they have in common outside of the NFL.
Something they all do outside of the
Something
NFL.
they all have in common. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I heard Jason Kelce, so I'm going him.
He is number 2, and I will say he's one of the 4 more famous outside the NFL. But not necessarily the exact same thing I'm thinking of with the other 3 who literally, why are they on this list? Because of the thing they have in common.
Okay.
But Jason Kelce is a good start. Once you get the other obvious one, I think it'll click for you a little bit.
The thing they have in common must be that they're all linemen.
That's it.
So
next is
it's got to be Frank
Quentin
Ragnow.
Nelson. Yeah,
they're all centers. Okay. I mean Travis Kelce,
number 1.
Okay.
Now,
Who's
why
our
would
third
Travis
Kelce
be
brother?
number 1 on people's list?
Is it because he's a chief? Is it because he's a podcaster?
Yeah.
Who else has podcasts?
It's not a podcast.
Is it because he dates Taylor Swift? Who else dates Taylor Swift right now?
You have stumbled onto the right thing, even sarcastically.
Taylor Swift. Is Patrick Mahomes?
That is incorrect. That is your first strike. Dating is the hint, Zach. They are dating famous people.
Who's dating someone famous?
And a random 5th one who is just perceived hot. So if you want to go for just the random.
These are sexiest athletes, not sexiest NFL athletes.
Sorry, sexiest NFL people.
Okay.
It is listed as sexiest athletes, I guess, but
they're all NFL.
They're all NFL.
I mean, I can't even think of her name now. The gymnast husband who played for the Packers. He doesn't even have a name.
I'll tell you what, he is on this list.
Is he really? That's
pathetic. You can give me his name, yeah.
It's Jonathan Owens.
Yeah, 100%.
How low is he?
Number 3, Zach.
What? No way.
When I tell you the top 4 answers are just the most famous dating other people list.
That's insane.
And Jason.
Owens. And Jason.
So you've got, you now have the top 3. You've got Travis, Jason, and Jonathan Owens. Only one strike.
Okay. So one person random, one person dating someone famous. I don't know who I know he's dating a celebrity. I don't know who it is, but Josh Allen?
No, that is incorrect. Good guess.
Okay. 2 strikes. Okay. I'm going to get off the dating thing because I don't know who people date.
Famously handsome, I'll say, and active.
Famously handsome. Aaron Rodgers, but people hate him. Panay Sewell is very handsome. Dan Campbell. Our coach is eligible.
Not eligible.
Damn, Andy Reid as well then? Or?
Right there, yeah.
Okay. Let's go with... They've all been pretty white, even Jonathan Owens. I feel like that's a thing, so I shouldn't go like a star receiver. I don't think people care.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is dating someone famous? Should be George Kittle, but it's not. I'm gonna go with famously handsome.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
That is incorrect, but you were on the right track there. Number 5, Joe Burrow.
Oh, sure. Who's the other one?
I don't think you ever got him. He's literally only famous because of who he's dating. Backup wide receiver with the Miami Dolphins, Braxton Berrios.
Who's he dating?
He's dating TikTok sensation Alex Earl.
No idea.
100%, but Claire could tell you what this guy looks like.
Braxton Berrios and Jonathan Owens. Congrats.
100%.
Frame it.
And that, by the way, folks, if you were like, why is he giving so many hints? That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, by the way, all those people just passed number 6, Lionel Messi.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. After that, 5 football players, and then it's soccer and tennis all the way until number 12, our boy Steph.
Wow.
Yeah. 100%.
I think, is Justin Jefferson on there at all?
I do think there's a racial thing happening.
Yeah.
And I will say a couple of the tennis players are people of color. No, but Jason Tatum is.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
Really?
Shohei, I would give that to him. Mookie Betts is a handsome guy. Cody Bellinger. From hockey, Michael Kempney of the Nationals. Surfer, Lewis Hamilton.
Oh.
Tommy Fury rounds up the list.
Come on.
All right, so you got 3 there, which brings your total score to 5. So you need to go 4 out of 5
Okay.
for what I will say is the hardest list, because I was just amused that this list existed.
Did you just Google random things?
Yeah, I found an article that supported what I wanted. So this one is from the Florida Times Union.
That's how you research, by the way. People.
100%. This is Jacksonville.com, the Florida Times Union.
Okay.
This article is the 10 best NFL names right now. So they ranked
player names. When was this written?
This was written, I'll give you the exact date, 2022. So
okay.
Great question by you.
So no Kool-Aid McKinstry.
No.
Okay, so just ranking NFL names. I'm going to go with Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's not on there.
Okay, it's a wrong list, but continue what we're going to say.
All I was going to say is I'll give you, they have the top 10, and this is a tough one, so I'm going to give you the top 7.
Okay.
Juju did not make it.
That's, okay, so.
That's a strike.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, what do they find cool?
Keep going that route. Like, there's guys on the list who I think very much follow that. I will say this is a mix of names like that kind of sound fun and cool, and some of them are like...
They just are.
Ty Owens, like a little, very football player.
Tom Brady. Okay. So just trying to... I can't remember his first name, starts with a T, but I think it's a cool... I'm not going to do it. It's for sure not on there. I can't do that.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say Hufaga or whatever, the safety from the Niners.
I'm going to say him.
Yeah. Who has a cool name? 22. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is not on the list. That is 2 strikes. Okay, let's do some hints. Let's do some hints. Okay, the one I think you should get is a very famous and good wide receiver.
Okay.
And fits the Juju Smith-Schuster mold of this is a fun name with a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, I mean Odell Beckham Jr.'s kind of not Justin Jefferson. I wouldn't say Jamar Chase. Not DeAndre Hopkins.
You like this guy.
I like this player.
He plays on a team you enjoy.
I hate them all. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Correct. That's the number 5 answer.
That's 5? Is Equinemius St. Brown on there?
No, and I won't count that.
That's a cooler name.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess it'd be like Sun God, Amon-Ra. Jared Goff's kind of cool.
And now my hint would be stop guessing famous people. Now they're just cool names.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of
I know.
Names
this is a tough one. I was really worried you would do well on the other 2 lists, so I made this one tricky.
I'm trying to think of hyphenated apostrophes and all of that. But that's probably not.
We've got 2 puns to top the list.
2 puns.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll even give you the team because fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it even if you do it.
Here's I need a Raiders player. I need a Commanders player. I need a Chargers player. That's the top 3.
Wow.
I need a Tampa player. That's the top 4.
Wow. Okay.
Raiders.
So Debo's not even on there?
Commanders, no.
That's crazy.
Chargers, Buccaneers.
For some reason, I'm locking onto Chargers. I feel like I can get Chargers.
And this one is like a simple one.
Just a simple name that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert. Let's go. It's a defensive player. It has to be. Their offense sucks. Defense. Khalil Mack.
Is incorrect.
Okay.
That's 3 strikes.
Okay. Let me just try the Buccaneers because I don't think I'll get that either.
Yeah, and this guy I believe is a starter for them for the Buccaneers.
2022 starter.
And by the way, this guy is currently a starter. I think.
Why can't I think of his name? Is it Oos or no?
No. This guy's another, like, this is a very all-American. He sounds like he played at Wisconsin. Tight end.
Cade Otton?
Cade Otton is the number 4 best name.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Half of the names. So 3.
Yeah, go down the list.
Okay, so 5. Well, start 10. Top 10.
Okay,
Number 10, Dre Greenlaw.
Okay, that's, a fine name.
9, River Craycraft.
Okay, yeah, I guess. Water. Cool.
8, Tabor Pepper.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a long snapper, or was, apparently.
God damn
Number
it.
7. That's why I cut it off there. It's like, that's not helpful. Number 7, Storm Norton.
That's the Charger?
That's 7. He's not the one I was trying to get you to.
Okay.
Number 6, Tommy Tremble.
That's a fun name. It is a good name.
5, Amon-Ra, St. Brown.
Okay.
4, Cade Otton.
Bad pick.
3, you're going to be pissed at this. Our Chargers backup quarterback, Easton Stick.
Really? Not even Tyrod. Pick Tyrod Taylor.
No. Alliteration. Yeah, they went Easton Stick. Number 2.
So cool.
Number 2, Rashad Wild Goose.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Is he a Wisconsin former Badger? He might be. I think he is.
The top 2 I like. They're good names. Like, if you were going to pull just, like, names, I'm happy they grabbed these. Rashad Wild Goose and Divine Diablo
That is a good name.
is number 1 off of the Raiders. Like, they got some good pulls in there. I think it's crazy they didn't have Juju on there.
I think you should rewrite this for Flurry Sports.
I think so, too, because there's some All-American. I mean, one, like Quentin Nelson's better than Cade Otton.
It for sure. If you want to go like an All-American Midwestern.
Panay Sewell.
Panay Sewell. See, that's why I almost went there. I don't know. This is a very slight pivot talking about you redoing this article for Flurry Sports. What if we did what? This is dumb. What NHL player names that would get the biggest score in Scrabble?
Yeah, that's funny.
That's a good one, right?
Tchaikovsky.
It's just so many X's and yeah.
I need a way to get C, Z, and K in the same word.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like, don't worry, Volkanovsky is still available.
We should do a fantasy football draft article this year too. It's like if you want the highest Scrabble team, this is who you should draft.
This is who you should draft. And by the way, that article, a long write-up of how they picked the names. So if you're interested.
Yeah, you need to explain yourself.
They're in there. I think it's crazy they picked Easton Stick.
Easton Stick and Cade Otton. I don't get it.
I like Cade Otton.
Why?
Well, Cade Otton's corn-fed.
I guess.
I couldn't pick Payne Hillis, so I picked Cade Otton.
Seems like his last name should be Cotton, but they got rid of the C.
I think that's kind of the fun of it. I think there are better options there, but
I'm actually surprised no Juju or Odell. I think people are too oversaturated with Odell. I'm surprised not Juju.
Juju's on there, like Juju and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like once I said Amon-Ra, like I was like Juju should be on there.
Yeah.
Sauce should be on there.
Sauce for sure should be on there.
Was Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, so good.
A great name.
In 2022, he was there.
Yeah, so I think that's a a weird one. I think if you were going to go like short but punchy names, there's some running backs who should be on the list.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is good, yeah. Double name there. Joe Alt now. He just got drafted, but that's a fun short one.
I love that Wild Goose made the list,
Wild Goose
and Divine Diablo is the right answer. Like, if you're just going to rank names.
Yeah, he just sounds like a mission, like a... he's just out there. He's a lone killer.
It's the crazy defensive end for the Raiders. He's got
Max Crosby, double X.
Double X Max Crosby is better than... That's the best version of Cade Otton.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so.
Crosby with 2 X's?
Yeah, it's great. Talk about Scrabble, too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
There you go.
Well, Zach, we end the show the only way we know how, with you telling me what is the best and the worst board game you've ever played.
I mean, I think we know what the best is.
It has to still
be.
Have this opinion?
No, you're not thinking the same thing as me.
Oh, okay.
I love Monopoly.
Yeah.
I guess it counts as a board game. It's Bezer-Wezer.
Oh, it's Bezer-Wezer. That is the right answer. Bezer-Wezer, the world's greatest trivia game.
Yeah. Somehow the rules change every time you play it.
You've got a swap. The famous theme song everyone knows for Bezer-Wezer.
I advise everybody to play that once in your life. That's a bucket list item, folks.
It's honestly so fun.
I don't know why. I don't know how, but it's great. It's always good.
It's so good.
We've never had a bad game.
And I am pretty good at trivia. I very rarely win Bezer-Wezer. It fucks with you.
There's some wild questions, yes.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go Monopoly just to frick with me.
Love Monopoly. Love Monopoly. It's a commitment.
It's the dictionary of board games. It's necessary, but I don't read it for fun.
I mean, speaking of dictionary, Scrabble could be my least favorite. I'm not a Scrabble guy.
I might have a bold pick here.
Okay.
I think Battleship fucking sucks.
Battleship's not great.
Those are the worst recesses. It's raining.
Yeah. If you pick Battleship, you've gone low on the list.
Because there isn't any skill. It's just, was my opponent dumb enough to put them all right next to each other or around the corners?
Yeah, there really isn't a payoff.
No. It's just who finds something first.
I have to keep track of it. I don't want to do that.
It's the number one game I'm most mad I didn't invent.
True. Then Connect 4.
Yeah, also, maybe not. That more challenge than Battleship.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, shout out Connect 4. Lindsay and I are finally watching Scrubs. Wow. So we got to the thing, like, pretty sneaky death.
Yes.
Like, I would. Where? Diagonal, right there.
It's an all-timer.
So
that's Claire and I have watched the first 2 episodes and stopped right before that one, so really? That's where we're going to pick up is that one. But
yeah, we just got down with the first season.
Yeah.
So good. Didn't think Brendan Fraser showed up in the first season.
Yes, that's his first appearance, and then he comes back for everyone's favorite episode.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, shout out Scrubs, shout out Connect 4. Other bad games, Candyland's not great.
No, Shoots and Ladders.
Shoots and Ladders sucks. Scrabble, I don't like.
Perfection.
Is that a board game? I was thinking of Perfection.
Yeah. It's 100% a board game.
That's the one that pops, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's a board game, that sucks.
Yeah.
Operation also sucks.
Oh, well, you and I are not operations people.
It's just dumb. It's dumb. Like, either it buzzes or it doesn't. And either way, it sucks.
Either way, it sucks.
It's not fun.
Know. Is that anyone's favorite board game?
No shot.
No.
And if you were inspired to go into the medical field because of that,
my God.
Not good. That's not good.
No, not fun. But until next time, folks, remember.
Okay, we'll end it there. We'll end it there.